All right. As far as the injuries go, Joe Tooney re-injured that ankle. We'll just have to see where it goes from here. They'll MRI it and do all that. Sky Moore had a laceration on his hand, right on the inside of his hand. And they'll have to take care of that too. We'll just see how he does here in the next couple of days. As far as the game goes, I thought it was a good game. It was up and down a bit, went through some lulls offensively. I thought the defense did a nice job throughout. Special teams, for the most part, with the exception of the field goal that got blocked there, got tipped. Things were working pretty good there too on special teams. So as far as individual things, the offense ended up giving up the 14 points with the turnovers as far as the block punt return or the fumbled punt return and then the pick, but then came back and made some decent plays there to score. It seemed like we were moving up and down the field, and then something would happen there for a bit, but ended up 4 for 5 in the red zone. Defensively, Snead's play was a big play for us. I think he was completely exhausted after that, but he did a nice job there. I thought our defensive line was relentless. They got themselves around Russell. Russell's still a good football player, and I know things haven't gone quite the way he wanted them to, but he can still play, and they're working through all of that. I thought Pat, he ended up 28 for 41, still over 100 passer rating and 322 yards. So, there's some plays that he definitely liked to have back, but that's how picky we are, right? You start nitpicking these things, and as he does. So, but that's the way, that's what great players do. McKinnon, again, continues to play well. So I just thought overall, I like the team win. We have stuff that we need to work on. I'm not oblivious to when you bring in a new coach, the energy of the team that you're going to play against. There's quite a record there, 15-10. So, with coaches in that position, so it's it's a tribute to them and doing what they're doing. They played hard and aggressive football. I love their head coach, the interim head coach. He does a great job. He's been a great coach in this league for a long time. I have a ton of respect for him. So, anyways, with that, time's yours.
We've kind of gone over this with you before, but where do you draw the line with Pat between him trying to make a play and him preserving field goal position there?
Yeah. So he's going to try those things. That's going to happen sometimes. You don't want to take that away. He knows better than anybody that it's got to be a better decision than that one. But there's certain things you don't take away from quarterbacks. You go with, and you keep working to get better is what you try to do, and so things like that don't happen. But
Andy, it seemed like his mechanics might have looked a little different in the second half at times. I know he got up limping off the field at one point. Did you think he was having any trouble with his knee?
No, I thought initially he might, but it didn't seem to bother him. I don't think so. He seems to be good now. So.
And on a day like today, the numbers are pretty skewed to the pass game, and it seems like Denver's had some issues with the run game. How come you guys didn't run?
Yeah, so they actually they were playing a run defense, so it gave us an opportunity to throw the ball a little bit, and that's how we're moving it up and down the field, so as quickly as we were.
Andy, did you notice anything with Patrick early in that third quarter? Like you said, it's in that.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't think it was the leg. No, I didn't. It was just a matter of getting back into rhythm, and then he got into rhythm and took off and did great. So.
Speaking of rhythm, I just wondered, just from many seasons you've been in the postseason, but how much do you feel like getting in your best possible rhythm at this time is important? How do you weigh that?
Yeah, well, you'd like to be in rhythm. I'm not overly concerned about it. I think we'll when that time comes, we've got to do it. We'll be there ready to go. So I think you have to respect what the guys are doing right now. And when you guys evaluate everything, so you evaluate who we're playing and how we're going about our business, against these teams, and winning games, And so you got to look at that kind of close. But,
Coach, you mentioned just winning, right? I mean, very close games you guys have played against all these teams in the AFC West this year, and you've found a way to get it done. Is there something you can pinpoint with your group that gets those things done when it needs to be done?
Yeah, when you look at it, and I know I'm kind of summing it up, but it seems like when the other team scores, we go score. So we start scoring, and then when they score, we score. So it's but we got to stay more consistent with it. Obviously, you can't have the mistakes once you get in the playoffs.
Andy, what more can you do with the special teams with the holding situation and also losing a fumble again on the punt return? Obviously, you've stressed that greatly. How do you?
Yeah. So it's a good lesson for Tony, who doesn't have a lot of experience at doing this. But you keep that ball in the other hand, keep it out on the outside, and so it's great for him to learn that and listen, we're blessed to have him. He came right back and made a huge play for us, and he's a good football player. So we'll get all that worked out. But he just needs time, experience doing it.
And on the hold.
Yeah, well, the hold was the one that we dropped. You're saying, yeah, that ended up being not so good.
McKinnon's got 7 receiving touchdowns in the last 5 games. What's gone into him becoming such a red zone threat?
Yeah, well, he's always had that. He's so patient. I mentioned to our guys that he's a quarterback, a legitimate quarterback in college, so he kind of knows how the game works as a whole, and he's patient with that. So I think that helps him in the run game. Knowing how gaps are set up, knowing how secondaries fill and for the run, and again, he can catch the ball on top of all that. Good runner, good catcher.
Andy, obviously a pretty important game for you guys tomorrow night, even though you're not in it. Just wondered your plans. Do you watch a game like that live? Or?
We'll watch it. Yeah, just see how.
You watch it live as it's going?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll be in and out of me. What we've done is we have to take it as if we're playing on Saturday. That's how you have to go about it. So our coaches have been working today and yesterday, this morning and yesterday, finishing up the run game and some of the pass game stuff. And so we'll get tomorrow to add a little bit to it, and then we're right into it. So we're treating it like, which is the only way you can do it. If they sprout a Saturday on us, we got to be ready to roll.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.